Hello there, this is Sheldon. Welcome to iOS eTutorials. Today I'm going to talk about the most important topic in iOS development, which is the table view. So let's get started. Okay, so I have created one simple project, single view project. Basically, I just prepare 4 random images with name image1, image2, image3, and image4 in the project folder that I just created. So in the view controller, I create one method called array setup, and inside this method, I define this, instantiate this NS mutable array with image1, image2 through image4. And this will be the name that I will use to show the images in our table view. Okay, so let's get back to the storyboard. In the storyboard, we have a single view controller, and now we need to create a table view. Okay, and we will make it like a full screen. Also, we need to drag a cell here, and we can change the height of the cell a little bit. So we can easily use the default cell or basic cells. I think it's better to use a write detail cell. In this case, we'll have 2 labels. One is called title, one is called detail. Also, we can show images in this write detail cell. So we will make an identifier for the cell here. Okay, since we're going to implement the UITableView data source as well as the UITableView delegate, so we have to set up this data source and delegate by simply right-click the table view and drag this data source to the view controller as well as the delegate to the view controller. Since we are using this as a view controller for an iPad, but we want to show this in our iPhone 5 simulator, so we're going to set the auto layout. In this case, the view controller is going to change automatically, so we can easily set the auto layout. So first click the table view and then go to the auto layout and set the top 0, left 0, trailing, leading 0, trailing 0, as well as the bottom 0. So in this case, this table view will be full screen. So now let's try to run it. Okay, there is a crash because we set up the data source and the delegate, but we didn't implement some necessary, required method, which is good. This means we have linked the data source and the delegate to this table view. Okay, so now we go to the table view controller, and we drag this table view here. Okay, and now we're going to implement the data source and the delegate method. So the way is to first to tell the compiler that we want to use the UITableView delegate as well as UITableView data source. The compiler will give you a warning that the required method has not been implemented. Hit Control and hold Control and then left click, and you can find the 2 required methods, which are the number of rows in section, also the cell for row at the index path. Let me delete these comments. Okay. Okay, and now we can set the pragma mark UITableView data source methods. Okay, so the first one, we need to return the number of the rows in section. So since we have we want to show 4 rows, well, because we define an image name array who has 4 elements, now we can use this return image array dot count simply. And for the next one, we have to define a cell. And you remember we set the identifier for the cell as a cell here, like here. So we will use this to define the cell for the table view. So first, we use a static and a string cell ID. We can define the ID of the cell here, and then we can use a UITableView cell, a source cell to TableView DQ reusable cell with identifier, which is cell ID. So now we kind of link the cell from the storyboard to our table through this data source method. So now we can return the cell here. Since the return type of this delegate method, this data source method is the UITableView cell. So now we are returning this. Okay, so let's run this application. Okay, so it shows all the 4 rows of the default title and as well as the detailed text. So we can simply change this. So first let's add the images using cell.imageview.image, use UIImage, image name. So now we have an array of name. So we can simply use image array using the index as the index path.row. Also, we can set the text for the label using also using this image name array. The index is index path.row as well, and also we can show the image, the detailed text using our index path.row. But this is the text is in the format of a string, so we can transfer this index path.row into a string using a string with format. Since it's an integer, so we're gonna use %d here, and because the index path.row is a long integer, so we can use a typecasting to make them to be the integer type. Since the index path.row starts with 0, and we want it starts with 1, so we +1 here. Okay, now let's run the app again. Okay, now we have 4 images. We have the title text as we define as the image name, and we also have the detailed text as the index path.row +1. So, okay, this is basically what we want to have for the. This is the most basic case to make a table view. So now let's add some features like delete this table view or delete rows in this table view. So the method that we're going to use is the TableView commit editing style. So this one we're going to implement the action of deleting. So we can check if the editing style equal to UITableView cell editing style delete. Okay, and we can remove the rows. So the thing is, we should remove the array, the element of the array as well as the rows. In this case, the app will not crash. But I will show you a bad case. So first, so we using this command, we can delete a row in a table view, but there will be a crash. I will tell you the reason. So in this case, this returns an array. So we have to use ns array with object to set up this array for index path. And with animation, we can use UITableView row animation fade. Okay. So using this line, we are deleting this row of this table view, but this will crash. So the reason is you delete one row of the table view, but according to your data source method, you are returning the number of rows using this array.count. So in this case, you have to delete the element inside of this array as well. So we have to add one line, which is image name array, remove or no delete, sorry, remove object at index using the row that we try to delete, so which is the index path.row. So now let's try it again. Okay, now it's working. And yeah, this is how can we delete a table view. But yeah, let's add some new features. Okay, so I think it's better to put a navigation controller here to make some buttons on the navigation controller that we can see more clearly. So let's select this wheel controller, use editor, and embed in navigation controller. Okay, so now we have this navigation controller, and let's add two buttons using bar button item. Okay. So as well as right button. So in the right button, we want to refresh the table view. So let's choose the refresh. Yeah, and for the left side, we want to show the edit button. So we choose the style to be edit. Okay, and now we need to add IB outlet of these two buttons to show and add action in the TableView controller. Okay, so we drag an edit here, which is the action. We call it edit tab. Also, we drag a refresh here, called refresh tab. Okay, let's go back to our view controller here. So in the refresh button tab, we want to add, we want to refresh the table. So the command line we will have here is to call the table and simply reload the data. So if we run the table view, we will see after we delete, this number is not changed because we have already output this detail text using the old index path.row, but after we refresh, this will be refreshed to the new index path.row. Okay, so about the edit, we can add this, simply add TableView dot editing equal to table dot editing not. Okay, so let's run it. Now if we click the editing button, there will be the way that we can implement to edit the rows. So if we click this, this will be deleted, and similarly. Okay, so basically this the most useful and the most simply way to implement a table view. Also, let me do a little bit UI design for the table view. Okay, so let's restart it. So now we have 4 rows, and I'm gonna do something on the cell, on the cells view. So let me put it here. So cell dot content view dot layer dot corner radius is equal to 8. Cell dot content view dot layer dot border width is equal to 2. Cell dot content view dot layer dot border color equals to UI color black color dot CG color. So what basically I have done here is to set the radius of the corner of each table view cell, as well as I added a border with 2 pixels width and black color. Since we are editing the layer, we have to put a CG color as well. Okay, so let's see what will be shown. Now we have a border, and we show the color, and also we can see the corner radius. And the thing is, there is a space here. This is not what we wanted. This is because when we set the table view, by default, this content will not be hidden. I mean, not be underneath the UITableView controller. So we can simply check this, change this by uncheck this. And actually, it's better to remove all the constraints. Okay, let's clear the constraints, and we can simply make it like this. Okay, and let's add auto layout again. We want this to 0. We can update frames. Okay. Now this table view will not be under the navigation controller. So by default, this table view will be under the navigation controller. So we can also set the title of the TableView controller, no, the title of the navigation controller to be table. Okay, now we have the title here. All right, I guess this is basic introduction of the TableView, and as well, I will explain more and give more instruction in the high level programming in the TableView controller. All right, see you next time. Bye.